Go tit, and go today third tertiary time. Here we go. Peaceful greetings to you all. Namaste. Peaceful greetings, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwest of Maxim. How are you? I have had none of this. Seriously, I have had none of this since the night before last, guys. I was up. I've just been in like creative mode, I guess. Blame it on the sun. Conjunct Uranus. All right. Anyway, if you can't tell, Brother Hassan ain't complaining. Anyway, right, because I'm sober, so it's definitely not alcohol. Okay, I just dragged it out. I guess I figured I just wanted to kind of be okay. I'll stop. So with that being said, guys, I'm here with my magnificent, beloved, and very patient. I'm telling you, man, my brothers are so patient with me. All right, I'm telling you guys. Like sometimes they like are on the Zooms, like, yo, I thought you said this time, and I'd be like, I'm doing so many things. Okay, it's like that's not an excuse, Hassan. I'm like, you're right, but they don't say that. That's me saying that, me personifying their voices in my head, but they're not saying it. But I'm telling you, they're very patient. Because sometimes I'm just like, hold on, I'm not finished this particular period that keeps slipping on Instagram. I gotta start all over. No, I'm exaggerating. I know. They're my magnificent and beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased. They are.
The no is amazing, man. Islam, Terrell Tamari.
No. Benjamin May, Brother Benjamin May. Islam, not to cut off your intro, Brother Terrell. Right.
So I guess we can just kind of just let everybody know where we are. Where are you today? Well, you are here with us enjoying our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. All righty, guys. So you know what I'm going to do. I do what I normally do and bring up my PDF version, right, pertaining to hold on, our calendar that we make sure you guys can have a look-ski on, right? What just happened this? I have to reset my library. There is no way that library is empty. Do y'all see that?
Wow.
What?
More.
I gotta reset. Yeah, I know, right? I gotta reset the Oh, guys, but you know, I always have backup. Well, I gotta get a charger too. So now that I thought about that, but let's go to the drive. How about that? All right. And let's see. One momento, right? Wow, somebody's calling me. Interessante.
Yes, but
after live, because some people see us live, and I don't know if they got notification like, oh, well, he's live. Let me call him now, and it's like,
who do you work for?
Let's see. Hold on, just 1 second. Let's see. Peace of Greens, is this an emergency? Peace of Greens is this an emergency? Because I'm live right now. All righty, I'll give you a call back once we're done being live. All righty. All right, Islam, mother, peace and love. Yeah, I'm not being rude, y'all. Don't think that. I just don't want to be rude to y'all, right? I don't want to be rude to y'all, and I don't want to be rude to the mothers. But at the same time, I want to make sure, you know, ain't nobody like, yo, somebody at my door. And it's like, oh man. You know what I mean? But it's not that, but it's good. I'll get to give a call back. So shout out to the good mother. All right, but y'all know how I am. You know what I mean? I try to make sure I'm direct because everybody knows I'm really kind. I try to make sure everyone is comfortable and everybody has what they need. And then sometimes I just got to be like, yes and no at the same time. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me just continue moving on. Right. So we're looking into the drive here. That's why I was supposed to be going, right? So let's find a different drive, right? Let's go camera. How about that? Bing! Right? And where are we, man? Do we have files to go to? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got files to go to. But the thing is, we're looking for the calendar, right? Is it this one? Or did I put the calendar in our other folder? You know what? We go through this every cycle, don't we? It's in the ministry folder, isn't it? It's gotta be, right? So this is what we'll do, right? I will make sure that I am, pardon me, stopping the screen share there. And what I'll do, guys, I shall, yes, I know, I stopped screen share. What I am to do, let's see, we get the calendar. Right?
I could just screen share if you can't get it.
I mean, either one is actually right here. Just wanted to make sure. But that's not bad either, you know. So let's see. Boom shakalaka, TikTok, don't stop it. All right. So, this is the portion of the calendar where we would be, all right? So again, this is for this moon cycle here. I'm going to get my charger, Brother Terrell. You can just tell them about those moon cycles there, and I'll be right back.
Wait, what you just what you just say? What did he say? I can what? What you say?
No. I was saying you just go over the moon cycle. You know, it's like, okay, so this is the month, right? May, which hosts the moon cycles or the moons, right? Where the sun transits both Taurus and Gemini, right? The earth sign Taurus, all right? Which is the bull, right? Earth sign Taurus, the bull, right? Hold on. All right. See, I was working on that music last night. Like really, like, and all I had, I think, was like little almond pistachio things that I eat, little alkaline snacks or whatever. All righty. So, yes, guys, the earth sign Taurus, right? Contemporarily ruled by Venus, right? Taurus the bull. And this is also the moon cycle that pertains to the air sign, Gemini, the twins, contemporarily. And usually just when we even give testimony, we're normally just giving testimony for the planets that we can see with our bare eyes. When it comes to Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, we're just basically having some esoteric, higher, octave energy, so to speak. When it comes to Uranus, would be a higher octave for Mercury. Neptune would be a higher Mercury for Venus, and Pluto a higher octave for Mars. All right. So with that being said, guys, we are looking at this particular month here, right? Or month, correct? And actually, when I say month, that's because me sharing with my brothers, speaking with the Sayaraha of Great Seal, National Association of Moorish Affairs at Shakamoxon, near the Philadelphia Corporation, Pennsylvania Commonwealth, Mother Rashida Bey, and in conversation with her is where most of a lot of my great expounded upon astrological conversation happen when looking at other elders. When it comes to some of our international colleagues that we have, sometimes they purport in their presentations as if, they are the authority in astrology when they were only stewards temporarily over our ancestors' memoirs. And it bothers them. We see, because they'll say things because we're all metaphysicians. And we all know what goes on different planes, all righty, when we're doing what we're doing. Even when it comes to astrology, and then we're in these spacesuits that we're in, brothers, and we're actually way more equipped than our sons and daughters. All righty. And that's just being honest. That's not being evil or mean. I don't have that in my energy to be. I just recognize when people don't want to go back, to the 3,000 miles of water traveling thingy that, 3,000 miles of water. Yeah. All righty. 4th is today. So we're going over the 5th to the 11th, guys. That's what we're going over today, going over the 5th to the 11th. So with that being said, we have Brother Benjamin Bay with Thursday and Tuesday, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay with Friday and Monday, and I have the load pertaining to Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. All righty, so guys, again, you will see Brother Benjamin through Thursday, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay through Friday. For Saturday. Sunday, I will have also, that is the 8th. Brother Benjamin will have the 9th. Pardon me, Brother Terrell will have the 9th, and Brother Benjamin will have the 10th, and I'll have the 11th. All right. We got the void of courses. Brother Jags got one, and I got one, right? I got 2. I have 2 void of courses. However, that moon doesn't ingress until actually I start off next Thursday, actually. So that's how that goes, right? So with that being said, guys, now you see which ones we are giving testimony for. So thank you all in advance for your patience and my sleep there. Because I was really I was just up writing and rehearsing, guys, like really up writing and rehearsing, even to the point, my beloved mother, in whom I'm well pleased, she's like, "Did you even go to sleep?" I'm like, "Nope. I can tell because I heard you all night." I said, "I tried to keep it as quiet as possible, but I was in my zone." That higher octave of Mercury conjunct the sun, right? Okay, anyway, moving right along. Coming back here and knocking out the screen share here, guys. I'm going to go right on over. And when I go to do the screen share, you already know my beloved brother, whom I'm well pleased to route tomorrow day. I will make sure the remote control is also there with you. All right. I ain't moving this thing. All right. Let's see. Interessante. Thank you, computer. I appreciate you cooperating. It's about time, I mean, hey, man, it is what it is, right? Right? Sun's conjunct Uranus, right? That's what's coming up. At least it's looking like it's fresh off of, 6 minutes away from Uranus when it comes to this sunrise we're seeing here that Brother Benjamin's about to go in on a little. However, let me save this date here. And we'll hit yes. And let's actually find, I think it's the KDF chart that we'll bring up. Alrighty, we can see our essential dignities and things and see our planetary sect conditions and things and whatnot. All right, Saturn's in highs. What's out of condition? Because in Latin, ex means out of, conditione, out of condition. Okay. Looks like Venus. Alrighty, so I'm gonna yield the floor to my beloved brother Benjamin Bay. I yield the floor, bro. Islam. Did I just really do that? Try and go for the remote, really? Brother Benjamin's gonna do amazing with that. It goes like that, right? All right.
You muted, bro. Classic.
Let it up. So, all right. May 5th, Thursday, 2022, 600 hours, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds. The day of Jupiter, the hour of Jupiter. I have 2 aspects, and they are, what is that? The moon square Venus, and then the sun conjunct Uranus. But on the sunrise, they're at 14 degrees Taurus, 54 minutes. So southeast time is a great time, get that sudden change. You may have like ideas, like for the sun, you had sudden oh man, dang, I gotta get up and write down my values, because that's a 12th house. So that's mental work. But how are you going to express your mental work at an optimal time. So that's an angular house as well. So that's a powerful house, one of the 4 powerful points where the sun is. So that's, your quote unquote ego, let's say the voice in your head, how are you going to express that, through this vessel you have, and that could heal you as well, because you have a Chiron, same degrees as your Uranus there, 14 degrees. So there could be healing right there. Whatever sudden thought you have could bring healing, and that could be coming from who you relate to, and that could be, a mother, a daughter, or even someone that you just cherish and love, and that doesn't have to be, a man or a woman. I don't know, odd stuff like that. But, you love a grandfather like I love my brothers, so I could, possibly be inspired to suddenly have a change to express, in writing form, because this, from my writings, yeah, for sure, so you can be inspired and they can heal, so I'm sure that what my brother wrote down or what he expressed is a type of healing as well. I'm not saying you have to come from a dark place of your subconscious, but you can pull this out and that can heal somebody else. So whatever he said, you're like, oh man, I saw myself in that, because we're reflections of one another. But getting to my 2 aspects, the moon square Venus at 1200 hours and 57 minutes look like. And the moon is in the 6th house there at 2 degrees Cancer, 53 minutes. And Venus is located in the 3rd house. So there is some blockage between service and communications. So how are you going to articulate being served and communicate that? So whatever you're watching on TV, you need some type of healing, or you are online going over different web pages to see some type of, healing for the head, for the eye, you may want to go get some glasses or something like that. You may be on a dating site, who knows, you may be thinking about getting service, not like in that way getting service from a dating site, but clearly there's some nurturing there with the 6th house and the moon, so that could be some chest area stuff, that you're trying to see what could be wrong here? There's some bittersweetness going on. You're like, man, I think I can get this done, but I may need help. So basically, the moon square Venus, you're attempting to heal yourself, heal your mind, heal your relationships, and that'll help you a lot. So I yield on that one. And the sun conjunct Uranus at 300 hours and 21 minutes. Is that the same chart or is it different? I guess.
Yeah, it all happens before sunrise.
All right.
So you had sunrise first, and then like I said, it all happens before sunrise.
All right, so right then the 4th house. All right, so the sun is going into the 2nd house, correct? Right here, the sun conjunct Uranus. So you're communicating what you value, or your sudden change in your values, or you could be a sudden finance. Like I'll say myself, my manager at the Joe gave me finances, for my birthday. So the sun's there, and that was sudden, gain, in finance. Wasn't a large one, but just the thought of that, And I'm a Leo, so the sun right there. So that kind of correlates that. So not saying everybody gets that, but there's giving in the air here, whether that be financial fiat, financial, you're going to see somebody, things of that nature, or, collecting things that you want to go get. Like, oh man, I need this thing to go get to serve myself, for you to value, to express yourself. So whatever that be, like a microphone, or food, you grocery shopping. You're like, oh man, I need to go make this for dinner, things of that nature. Quote unquote Cinco de Mayo's coming up. So I know a lot of people are going to be maybe pooling their finances together to go places to celebrate, either going to eat or someone's going to prep themselves to get energy to go serve people, things of that nature. So there's value of finance on that. So basically, overall, the sun conjunct Uranus in the 2nd and 3rd house, communicating your values. What's up?
Yeah, it's definitely 2nd because you got your cusp right here. But I see exactly what you're saying. Though. 1, 2.
Oh yeah. But,
no, it would be
it
still would be 2 and 3 because it would be 3 whole sign. So you're actually correct.
Islam. I yield.
Islam.
So, I think that was my last one. Until
Indeed.
next.
Excelente. Let's see. Moving to the next one for Terrell Tamari Bay. All right. And there is the sunrise for Cinco de Mayo. And I yield to you, beloved brother, whom I'm well pleased. And thank you, Brother Benjamin. Islam.
All right. Yeah, we're dealing with the 5th of May, right? 2022, what you would say. 1442 is the accurate time. This is the sunrise that we're looking at here. We're observing the sunrise. And as Brother Benjamin mentioned, specifically with healing, that is very impactful here. So
Hold on,
you're formulating what's going on.
No, you're good. I just realized what happened here. I thought I hit next on the sunrise. But you're good. Continue going. That's why I was like,
word, yeah, this is Thursday. Huh?
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, ain't gonna be much difference, so to speak, with the moon.
Really shouldn't be.
1553.
Just the sunrise now.
Indeed. Yeah, so like I said, though, just starting your day productively, changing up, changing what needs to be changed, formulating a whole new routine, connecting with the things that's quote unquote occult. You're starting to formulate it more. It's a bit more clear now. So connecting with the unknown is quote unquote unknown or quote unquote occult, right? The ability to connect with this energy is this is the time of glory, so to speak, or abundance, success. Yeah. You can will yourself to success. This is that moment. The willpower is, what are you doing with your will, literally, right? But we're gonna move on to the first aspect. What we got? What I got going on? Mercury conjunct Venus.
Hold on.
Or square Venus.
I think it's Moon, because I don't think we went into it yet.
Oh yeah, Moon sextile Uranus. All right. Yeah. Let me get that. We got Moon sextile Uranus. Yeah. So that's that energy alone with that, because connecting to the quote unquote occult is just like the light bulb moment. You're starting to get it a little bit more. Because there's a structure to each school of thought, right? So specifically with who each individual is as a being, and then connecting that individuality to something bigger than you, or realizing that there's something bigger than you, so to speak. That's pretty much this energy. However, also there can be a message that's communicated or relayed to you. Relayed to you that like I said, gives you that light bulb moment, because there could be someone that you know who's into these occult things, right? And they're going to send you something specifically, or could send you something, or already have sent you something that you go research, and then it gives you that moment of clarity pertaining to multiple things. However, let's just say government structure, like realizing that a corporation, doesn't really govern you unless you are a part of that said corporation, literally, like things like that. Simple things, of course, but it's like that. And then it's like, oh my God, I really know. Like that's literally what's gonna happen in some sense. But yeah, it's really grasping the occult. So the astrology, people's like, oh my God, duh. When the sun is rising, of course it's in the first house, duh. It's all calculations. We've calculated these things in a format so we can utilize it in the format. It's like, duh. you know. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the Mercury and Venus, right? Moving on to Mercury and Venus. Mercury is going to sextile Venus. So yeah, now, right, like I was saying, with the sunrise energy, with that whole whoever is gonna send you that message, or you know, however that light bulb moment happens, it's gonna be some sort of something you already know, but it's gonna be like, oh no, whatever. But Mercury sextile Venus, Mercury is in the 4th. Yeah, and look at that. Venus is in the 7th. Huh. Interesting. All right. Yeah, so whatever you've uncovered around that time, so to speak. Oh wait, we're in the future. This is May 12th.
I went that quick again. I hit the button twice.
I didn't see him right. Yeah. Mercury.
What is Brother Corey talking about? What is Brother Corey talking about? All right, hold on. I hit the button twice. Thank y'all for y'all patience. I hit the button twice. I hit the find time of aspect button twice after I hit next. So, all right.
Okay, Mercury's in the 4th, Venus in the 2nd. Got you. All right.
I was looking like, is it retrograde? That's why I was circling like retrograde. I didn't bother.
Yeah, and then I seen it in the 7th. Like,
going to get some rest. What'd you say?
I don't remember Venus being in red. But anyway, Venus is in Aries and Mercury is dominant in Gemini. It's at home. So yeah, like I said, we're just all of that we've uncovered, you know, or the things that light bulb moment we just had, we're basically putting it down on paper. We're writing it down so we can basically form a plan to basically bring it to life, so to speak, because it's something that we grasp now, and now we're trying to, you know, bring action to it because it's something that we see as valuable. So now we're, you know, making a means to communicate it to, you know, the collective at large. However, it's more structured though. It's really not doing it just to be like, oh, look at me, I know this. It's really like formulated in a more community fashion or nationhood fashion, or it's structured. It's not like, you know, you can just come because you call yourself woke or whatever type of stuff that is. But it's more like about principles. The principles are being formulated here, and like you could be like, oh, okay, I know how I want to formulate my character and change certain things so I can be basing my character and my life off of those principles. And then now you build your life off of that. And now, you know, you're basically flying. You're flying after those, you know, after that foundation is laid. So it's really just writing out one's goals to really get to the next level. And we can move on to the next aspect with that. And these are all like when the sun is below the horizon too. So I know this is going to be like a lot of documentation going on around this time.
Somebody's phone is that's yours, I know, because you keep getting the notifications I'm getting.
Oh yeah,
it's no words. It's no words.
What bro talking about? I just seen moi. But we got moon. I mean, sun. Yeah, moon sextile moon. Moon sextile moon. Moon sextiles the sun. The moon is sextile in the sun, right? So the moon's in Cancer, 15 degrees 45 minutes, and the sun is in Toro, 14 degrees 45 minutes. Right. Sun's in the 2nd. And Venus. That's funny. And the moon's in the 5th. Yeah, so now it's like you're just having fun with everything you just learned, basically. This is the way this energy is just building up. You went from Mercury sextile Moon sextile in Uranus to Mercury sextile in Venus to the Moon sextile in the Sun. So all of this build up on this, whatever opportunity you've gained, and whatever you've gained from what was placed in front of you. whatever opportunity that was placed in front of you, whatever message you got, or whatever video that you just watched, or whatever thing that you just really comprehended, and it was that moment of clarity. Now you're moving on with it in a more creative fashion, and not basically putting it in a box, so to speak, because it can be, or like how they say, it's one way to skin a cat. So you're not looking at things dogmatically, let's just put it like that, right? Being more practical and truthful and releasing the falsehood, right? So now we're formulating a whole new plan. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to move on to the Moon trine Mars, right? Still, the sun didn't rise yet. So, it's just action. Whatever you formulated, you're taking action on it. You're sending it out to your closest friends, because you're like, what do you think of this? You think I should do this like this? Or, can I get some criticism? That's helping you get to the next level. But where's it at? Oh, okay, 16 degrees. Yeah. All right. Moon's still in the 5th. Yeah, so you're making some sort of creative way to formulate this, whatever intuitive impulse you just had. You're finding a way to creatively produce it to the people at large, so the common people can really get it, so to speak. It's like you could be thinking of traveling somewhere just based off of this idea, and it could get a good response, so to speak. You may not even have to travel. You could actually just send it to certain locations that will be beneficial. That's the astrocartography, so to speak. Could definitely look into that on one of the bros if you like. But yeah, just really formulating a plan and acting on it more effectively, and again, releasing a dogmatic mindset, so to speak. And realizing who is using dogma to basically fleece the people and to put them basically back into mental slavery. But that's already happening. Well, so more so the blind leading the blind. Just put it like that. We're removing those falsehoods. All right, and the next transit is Moon and Neptune. Right, so there's the falsehood. So now we see it clearly. Moon's in the 8th. Yeah, that's funny. And Neptune's in the 4th. Goodness gracious. Jupiter, what do you do there, sir? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man. Yeah, so this is the time of clarity, right? Like I said, this is the truth and falsehood is strangely mixed. That's quoting Prophet Noble Drawley. Truth and falsehood is strangely mixed. Truth and falsehood is strangely mixed. So that's just going back to just what Brother Shah was saying the other day. He just posted a video, man. It's funny when people, comment stuff and they think they know something and they just disqualify themselves by exactly what they say. I was like, wow. Yep. Then that goes back to culture is in the language. you know who you're talking to once they open their mouth. You know, so just pay attention. If you really, you know, listen to your intuition, and if you really are diligent and, you know, studious into whatever you are into, you'll know, you know, when the blind is trying to lead the blind, basically. If that makes sense. I hope that's clear. Islam. And with that, I think I'll yield the floor. I don't want to talk too much today.
Oh yeah, we already said we was going to be brief or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm sticking to just, you know, freestyle Wednesday and numeric coding. I was all the writing for our little jingle, you know, and I wanted to make sure that not only did I take the inspiration of putting the jingle together and then writing it, you know what I mean, as far as the lyrics portion, so it could be read along with or whatever. I'm going to give the controls to you. You know, you can click at any time, but I already got it set for the sunrise. You just need to click for, it'll turn it to 0 from 120, of course, for the conjunction. Yeah, that will be for Saturday. I have a sunrise in about 6 minutes after 0600. I'm sharing out the Facebook right now to let you guys know we are live now, loves. All right. And we will put that there. So come and join us. See you all out there on Facebook. All right. Peace be unto you. All righty. And there we go there. And I think we saw Brother Yusuf with Tadiel in the chat there for the YouTube and Talib Day. People greetings. All right. So with that being said, guys, let's go right ahead, guys. You guys see that I do have. Oh, you hit the OK button. It's okay. No worries. We'll navigate you. Go see where it says birth file. Birth file. Yeah, go under it. No. Don't click it. You good. You can unclick it. Yeah. Go to the clock to the left of it. Bottom left clock. Just hit the maximize. I got you. Hold on, like that. I got you. That button right there. Boom shakalaka. Tick tock, don't stop us. Alrighty, so guys, you see here at 0600, 7 minutes, and okay, that's still the 5th. I figured that. It's all good. That's why I was looking for 6. You see the times go on and days are getting longer by the minutes, you know, getting less and less. It goes from 6 to like, you know, 7 to 65, or it might be like 750 something, and then like 702, something like that, like as far as the minutes and seconds are concerned. Anyhow, all right, let's move forward, guys, as we have here. Okay, that's the 6th. Right? One more again. There we go. For the 7th May, 2022, Saturday, 0600, 5 minutes and 34 seconds thereafter. We have the sun at 16 degrees Taurus, 51 minutes. All right. And that's just, you know, just seemingly a minute above. All right. The horizon there. All right. And with the sun there, right at Taurus, you see Venus in the 12th house. Really, with what I have going on for Mars there in the 11th, actually in a sign that's intercepted while all under the rulership of Saturn. It just kind of goes to show that just that Saturn rulership there with that Uranus also there on the rise along with the sun, just really just kind of has this peekaboo of a very transformative mooring, so to speak. However, to be completely bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, so to speak, whatever sudden changes that you may find yourself rebelling against, you know, just allow yourself move more towards your destiny. You know, maybe walk around the neighborhood, listen to your brother. very strong possibility that that's paramount to do, so that, you know, some not radical change, but maybe some really essential changes that can better be interpreted not as rebellious, but as being innovatively and urgently necessary to implement a new means of protocol, so that one can really be fortunate in being active how they're instituting their means to, you know, allow themselves to be astrologically aligned, so that one can really expound upon the beauty in what may be seemingly like a, you know, wounding yet healing isolation for one's radical change, you know. It's a very strong possibility.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I dig that.
Yeah. And so, you know, even when it comes to the subconscious mind there, you know, ruling, you know, in dominance, in accidental dignity, all at the same time, however, at an anaretic degree, most would term. It's also letting me know that, you know, this is a very pivotal point in one's subconscious mind, just collectively. This in the collective. I mean, a day like this could be, you know, a day that really allows one to really, you know, look at how they may change their mind, change their home, change how they actually allow themselves to really intercourse and or exert power in the status, either in the home, or you may see a flip of power, so to speak. Power is an illusion, but that could be collectively there too. And it's really a power between outside and inside. I mean, a struggle between the powers of outside and inside, or some energy that must really let it be known that it's the master of not only domicile, but area in life also. No matter what the seeming Plutonian energies are culminating in heaven. One would be probably very high-spirited and rather fortunate, actually, and really taking this Plutonian energy even, you know, inward, and allowing a certain personal power to allow one's status to really mean something now more to themselves than on the outside of them to others. So this is a really healthy isolation. And I trust this isolation isn't coming with someone having to be forced into isolation, you know, by physical means of some federal agents that are not supposed to be dealing with anyone but other federal agents, because that's how they're supposed to be doing, you know. So that's kind of how that goes, right? All right, so moving forward, I have for my first testimony, I have Luna in reflection. It's funny because I'm even speaking on Luna in reflection to Pluto, because that's where I'm going with the first one, because I know I was just in the sunrise. It's happening at 4:59, so it might be a previous. So yeah, don't worry, just hit the previous and then hit the fine time. Excelente. 0458 minutes and 55 seconds. Thereafter, we have a Luna Plutonian reflection. And it's actually happening, kind of what I was already speaking on already, right? Like just 4th and 10th, where it's happening. Capricorn is ruling over, all righty. Is really ruling over Pluto's conditions there. But what conditions is Saturn under? Alrighty, so we can immediately see, you know, if we just did a quick glance or a quick look of the chart, one could say that, I mean, and please correct me if I am wrong, but there's almost like a seventh harmonic cooking up, but it's closing. Saturn's closing out from this 7th harmonic with Uranus. if I'm not mistaken. I mean, actually, 2/7, right? The seventh harmonic gives you about 51.42 degrees, right? So 102.84 degrees, right? And let's see, what would 90 be, right? Oh, actually, it's closing a lot more than that, right? Looky, Astro Cookie. Could it be? Hold on. Say it ain't so. 2 seconds. Say it ain't so. Are we looking at a 2/9 here, Brother Terrell? Are we looking at 80 degrees? Are we looking at 80 degrees? Whoa!
What you looking at?
Saturn and Uranus. Because I want to see the conditions that Saturn is under when ruling over the 10th house, just briefly. I'm being a little extra on purpose right now. I really am. Just on purpose. Just to point out some things about just looking at some things that's kind of on the surface. No, I don't see anything as far as opposite Saturn, or what they call opposite. I don't see anything reflecting Saturn. Only thing that's close to possibly Saturn being quote unquote quartile to, besides the second house cusp, is the North Node. And yeah, that's about it. North Node and South Node, right? So Saturn and, coming off square nodes, even the nodes are direct, so they would technically be applying. However, they move slower than Saturn nodes, so Saturn is going to outmove the nodes there. So are we looking at a 2/9 harmonic? Because on 1/9 would be 40 degrees. 2/9 would be 80 degrees. I go from 24 Aquarius to 24 Pisces. That's 30. 24, right? Pisces is 24 Aquarius. That's another 30. That's 60, right? So if I go from 24 Aries at doing 60 degrees, right, to 04, then the 14 in Taurus, that gets me 80. I think we have a 2/9 harmonic here, right? So it kind of has me just really looking at I think people are really going to be transforming how they really relate to their friends. People's attractions to people are going to be changing. The way that people subconsciously thought that they could really particularly handle what's inside themselves, so to speak. Again, Moon's completely dominant and has, accidental dignity here, way more than Pluto in this sense, so to speak. Neptune, the esoteric ruler for Cancer, is actually, they're just, the Moon and Neptune are just coming out of a trine there. So this is some like soul, like when you're going on the astral plane of things, the astral plane is your soul plane, right? The spirit plane is the causal plane, all righty? However, as we are seeing one another here on this phi cycle, P-H-I-C-Y-C-L-E, but we say physical, right? We say P-H-Y-S-I-C-A-L, right? Physical plane. Just really stating out the obvious here as we even look at Mars ruling the ascendant, how things are going to be done collectively here. Mars is still in a sign 12th to where it's actually comfortable. However, Mars being under the rulership of Jupiter. Jupiter is really going to allow Mars self-expression and self-discipline to really, it could be either a quelching of rebellion for Mars or a really awesome moment, because Mars is technically on its way to being sextile to Pluto. And Pluto is at Mars's exaltation degree. So why wouldn't Mars enjoy, hey, I'm going to be pretty close to being conjunct Jupiter, right? I'm going to be pretty close. while trining Pluto, right? The higher octave of me at my exaltation degree. Hey, yay me, I'm Mars, right? Anyway, with that being said, guys, just really being able to expound upon some self-discipline that one can really institute some values so that you can really kind of get over yourself. And you're going to be doing this actually that's why I said, I don't think it's going to be one of those forced to make changes kind of ways. It's going to just be this amplified inward power struggle. However, it's not going to be too much of a struggle because the subconscious mind is dominant and has accidental dignity. So lower self loses, even though it appears to be culminating the midheaven. It's gonna be Jacoby. It's gonna wrestle with the angle a little, you know. However, we're gonna really see Saturn, even though Saturn is dominating the 10th house there, from the 11th, which is the values pertaining to such. We could say by joy, Saturn and Jupiter would be in mutual reception by joy, if that was a such thing, right? There's no joy, mutual reception in dignities here. But however, you know, in theory, that would be, you know, something that we could, you know, just say, hey, well, you know, maybe they are just like, hey, man, well, you're in my joy, I'm in your joy, so, you know, kind of tell me how this works. It's kind of like, you know, when Will Smith had to be like Martin Lawrence's character in Bad Boys and vice versa, like, I'm Mike Lowry. You know what I mean? You had to be Mike Lowry. How you be Mike Lowry is the question. Yeah, it's kind of what that is. Like mutual reception and joy is Bad Boys 2, where their characters, Mike Lowry and Marcus, had to like trade places just briefly, you know? Yeah, that's kind of how I look at, you know, the, you know, essential dignities pertaining to joys at this moment. Anyway, so moving forward, guys, not to be too verbose, I just will say that, guys, you are really allowing yourselves to really reflect on your personal power, your status pertaining to your personal power, the values that you see, that others see in you. And then you're going to be measuring, like, do I even see myself how they see me? And if so, then cool, that's not a bad estimation because ergo, I have no low self-esteem. So that's points, right? Maybe that's what you'll recognize. Maybe this transformative thing will be something as much as, hey, you're healed. You're not, you know, down on yourself. You're not Debbie Downer. You're not depressed. You know, maybe you're in that happy place. Your subconscious mind is really allowing everything to agree. The subconscious mind, the waters in your body, right? You can easily go around your elbow to get to your thumb. Type transit. Elbows ruled by Cancer, thumbs ruled by Mercury. Hey, Mercury, where are you? Oh, look at you in the second house. Look at that. Right? Technically, the second house would be, you know, Mercury's 12th to where it's actually, you know, have accidental dignity. However, it's dominant in Gemini. So maybe Mercury is really dominating the values and communicating the values. Maybe Mercury is really being a harbinger of making sure it's not such of a hell for you. You know, they call second house gates of hell in certain astrological circles. So with that being said, the love of money is the root of all evil. I guess that would tie with the gates of hell for the second house. However, it just looks like we're really being able to communicate the values effectively. Especially when you got Venus there in the 12th with Jupiter still being ruled by Jupiter. So in the 12th, you know, Venus for me still has accidental dignity in the 12th because it's like accidental exalted dignity, just like in being exalted in Pisces, right? And still in the Jupiter's rulership, even though she's in Aries, where she's got to like really bring her values forward, some driven values, right? I'll let go there. Just wanted to kind of expound upon right down in the first chart. That's the only one I'm going to go deep in on, I promise you. Watch how elementary I keep the rest of these. I think I have a solar Martian sextile. So we're just going to use numerical delineation. Solar Martian sextile. Ready? Sun in Taurus in the first house. Very creative, valuing self kind of energy. It's sextile, which is a growth opportunity. With Mars. Mars is in Pisces in the 11th house. Very self-spiritual gaining there. So self Mars ties with some self energy of first house. Hey, so there's some double selfing there, right? Looky, Astro Cookie. Sun is a 5 energy, and then look, there's 11. So there's some reflective energies there, right? So there's some self-reflecting energies. Hey, very creative. We just got with like the sun there. So very self-creative energies, reflecting on the things that we've probably gained from our standing, amongst our peers, right? The houses that are not so-called personal houses, right? And then these signs, they're sextile to each other, right? Pisces, Taurus. There's this growth opportunity. So why don't you just take this opportunity to grow in your self-reflection? You will really be able to dominate such, especially when it comes to you allowing yourself to maybe find the values in astrology. Oh, am I just saying that because I'm an astrologer? Am I cherry picking the chart here? No, international colleagues. Who cares, right? What is actually happening here is us allowing, us to really, take our place amongst the affairs of men, being the #1 astrology firm, first of all, and ever. And because the reason we're the most professional, because we're not playing color code games or out of harmony with nature games. So being declared and proclaimed nationals in harmony with nature, it might be, unless there's, other, declared and proclaimed beings that are in harmony with nature. I think, to my opinion, that's the only way you can be a really great astrologer. All others are just feigning to be really great astrologers. May know a lot of knowledge. However, there's a certain order that you cannot avoid. Now, if I'm loud and wrong, my brothers, you may correct me. I'm going to move on. So yeah, just take some opportunity to reflect and grow. I yield the floor. Next transit. Lunar Jupiterian Trine. Wow. That's harmonious home expansion. Who's renovating their home? Harmonious home expansion. Now, let me look at the chart. All right. All right. So Luna's still dominating in Cancer. She's dominating the 3rd house. So yeah, it's definitely some emotional communication. Definitely something that is making sure I'm being heard. Are you hearing me? That kind of energy. 29 degrees. Very interesting that this is 29 degrees. I don't have to be so fatalistic here in our thinking. Usually look at 29 degrees, look at it as an analytic degree. However, Moon and Jupiter, right? Trine. And Jupiter's dominant, trining its exaltation ruler. So here, I really think that there's just going to be a really awesome means to really communicate what is going on and why is it happening like that. Hold on, iPad's not charging. Okay, there we go, iPad. Thought it was okay. Didn't have it plugged in. So with this here, guys, allow yourselves to really communicate the things that's within, whether within is within yourself, whether within is at home, whether within is within your neighborhood or amongst your neighbors. Allow things to be gained in this communication, because you will be able to be very creative. The people will see you as being very creative with the way that you actually express your emotion, and they'll actually find a way to really be actively trying to institute a way to keep you around, try to be your friend, so to speak. So I think friendships will be really gained, because I think this is a type of transit where, when people see 29 degrees, like, oh, what good can come out of 29 degrees? I look at 29 degrees is it's like when you get to the 12th grade, like you're about to graduate, you get to your senior year, right? So if you look at the 29th degree is that, and I know it's been a lot of people that, have written documentation, and I'm almost sure it's like, meh. We take things with a grain of salt. And like I said before, we, thank people that have translated or did their best to translate our ancestors' memoirs. However, I think it's time for us to take our place amongst the affairs of men and study, do what we do even more, take what we got. Thank you guys, So I'm going to say this is that right there. That's that transit. It's a big thank you. It's thank you. We comprehend what it is. However, mommy and daddy's back home. Playtime's over. You will have fun again once, you know, we got things back set, you know, how the world's supposed to run, right? We're not going to be doing, you know, rituals, holding people down in, you know, thrones. Like, let's never let those Moors get up again. No, we're not doing that. They have feathers on their head with their tassels flowing. Yep. Yep. So you know what's coming next? Us, you know, taking things over again, because we already know our sons and daughters get together, 2 or 3 of them. You guys are going to stop thinking. You're not going to be able to think. And our sons and daughters, I'm just saying, you can try to fight prophecy all you want. It's all good. Anyway, moving forward. Lunar's ingressing, right? So I had a void of course there, right? So check it out. That void of course technically was only for 45 minutes. Hold on, that's not correct. Actually, it was for an hour and 25 minutes, actually, right? And that's, you know, during, you know, the early time hours. So, you know, if you want to, you know, get something to eat, get some victuals for yourself, guys, you may want to, you know, just wait till after, you know, 7:50. With that, I yield the floor. Leo, you know, Leo, Moon and Leo, I will really say, guys, control your temper. Don't get all blowed up. Don't stop watching homicide stuff. I'm up in the morning watching First 48. You still watching TV? People still watch TV? I must be really wow. I just must have just told on myself then. I just asked you, people still watch TV? Like, do people still have VCRs? Like, that's kind of like people still have records. Do y'all got phonographs? People still have phonographs? Kidding. We have a lunar Mercurial sextile. So with this lunar Mercurial sextile, of course, Luna is, of course, still transiting Leo, I'm sure. Let's see just what degree she's at. She's at 4 degrees Leo, 34 minutes. So obviously, Mercury's at 4 degrees, 34 minutes. In Gemini, of course. This is a sextile here, guys. It's happening in the 8th and 9th house. So I think what's going to be communicated by, you know, some joint financial situations or some joint ventures, things that, you know, where values have been gained in a relationship. I think there's going to be some things communicated for the standing for the relationship where, you know, there's really going to be an allowance of kind of a playful and nurturing ability, so to speak, kind of a playful and nurturing means, because the moon, even though it's in Leo, she's still dominating the 10th house. So, and then spirit's there with her also. So you guys are really going to probably allow yourselves to, if not have some kind of raise financially, so to speak, it will be one where whomever you're communicating with, and there's some joint energy between you and this being, there will be some significant closure of some sort that will allow you guys to really get serious. That's funny because Sirius will be technically conjunct the midheaven, right? And you know, and just about, you know, 10 degrees away, there's spirit from there. So, you know, but fixed stars, we only give like, you know, orbs about, you know, 3.5, 2 degrees. However, when I just look at things still in the sign, it's like, well, you're in that area of life there. So when it comes to the overall standing, it's just you know, a sense of business and duty. So I think the business that's actually going to come down to ultimately is one's being able to really allow themselves to kind of stay what's on their heart, emote what's on their heart. When it comes to children and even the early childhood development pertaining to those children, I think that there's just going to be some things that are going to be easily communicated to move forward so that just the creative juices can flow. And it's interesting how much I'm seeing children here, really at first. But that's that could be what this topic in terms pertaining to children. So hey, if you guys just found out or you're about to find out that you're with a child, then yeah, this would be the energy to really speak on your values. See how you guys can, come together on this joint venture here. Because this could definitely about to significantly change that status. I yield the floor. It's live. I have a lunar Venusian trine. I'm at about 2000 hours and about 1 minute after. Yeah, but I thought it was done. I thought it dinged. Is it? Is it in the air fryer? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I didn't know what that was. Okay. Alrighty. So mom's cabbage is Cajun. All right. Okay. She's not happy about her cabbage. All right. So that's the second time you tried to make that cabbage? It's the same cabbage. Oh wow. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna stop. Okay, we're live. I just wanted to. I do smell it. I just thought it was. I thought I heard the ding. I didn't know it was something on the stove. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. All right, so all right, moving forward, right? With that being said, Lunar Venusian trine. Lunar's in Leo at 6 degrees 5 minutes in the 9th house. So guys, we're really bringing home some creative erudition. And again, being trine with Venus, that is. All right, and again, this is happening at 2000 hours, 1 minute and 20 seconds thereafter. And Venus is in the 5th, all right? So Venus is bringing, her values, like this very value and very kind of relating energy. So the values I'm relating to self creatively, while also subconscious mind is bringing home some creative erudition. So guys, just allow yourself to really be creative, alrighty, with your past self and your present self, because that's what you're looking to intermix here. You may have a peek into the future you. You may have a glimpse of what you actually want to be, but you're doing your best to maybe kick old habits, old thought patterns. However, this is more or less where your thought patterns are actually going to benefit from actually a freshness, because you're allowing yourself to learn like a child. So whatever the situation it is, it must be some very valuable creative instruction that you're getting, or some type of leadership that you're getting that's creative, fun, youthful, of the sort. And so it's just really allowing your subconscious mind to really just recreate and collect all the data and information necessary, and really allow your inner child to swell up, to really, and the reason I said that because the moon deals with swelling things. The womb swells, the breast swells. The moon rules liquids. So that usually, once liquids fill certain places, then, that's what it, looks like. So, but this kind of swelling that I'm saying is more of like a collection of information, but it's just like it's filling up like water. It's not like it's a pile up of books, as much as it's like a building within, a flowing within. I yield the floor. The fiscally termed Mother's Day, and we have here a sunrise, I think 0600 4 minutes for the sunrise for the 8th May 2022, right? All right, you can click that. 17 degrees, 49 minutes, where the sun is, Venus in the 12th again, right? So we already kind of see how this is going. Just Venus is just, hey, value some discipline, value that inner discipline. You guys might want to get up, do a little exercise, little sit-ups, little push up, go walk, maybe, right? Something that's just, something where you can, get some values out of maybe something maybe seemingly, a disciplined action possible. Luna, I have a Lunar Uranian square at 1341 minutes, so it's after the sunrise. So maybe you're securing a challenging rebellion, or maybe there's some home obstacle dealing with some innovation. So if you're renovating your home, let's see what areas is this happening. Hey, look, moon's in the 4th, accidental dignity, right? So once I saw fortune here, I was like, it must be sunrise, because whenever the sun is conjunct the ascendant, moon is going to always be conjunct part of fortune. All right. Previous. Yeah, almost there. Thank you all for your patience. Papa Jag got it. Hit the apply date under the May 5th, 2022. Unless it comes back. Yeah, just hit the apply date. Go up a little bit. See on the May 5th, 2022. Yeah. All right, now hit next. And that should bring you much closer. There we go. 1,300 minutes. 1,300 hours, 41 minutes, 4 seconds. We have a Lunar Uranian quartile. All right, 15 degrees Leo is where Luna is. Of course, this is a quartile. So Uranus is at 15 degrees Taurus. All righty, so the lion and the bull, right? 2 of the angles spoken of in the bilioceliotype, right? Pertains to the fixed sign. 90 degrees is just challenging an obstacle. It's not necessarily, nothing's really malefic or benefic. Energy is energy, and it's all in how you use that particular energy. You don't cook your food with water, and you don't drink fire. So what you'll do is you will utilize those energies accordingly. All right, that's how you'll go about that. Luna, home, Leo, creativity, 12th house, spirituality. So on creative spirituality, breathing exercises, not bad. Right after moonrise, some breathing exercises, hour and 41 minutes and 4 seconds after noon. Luna's in the 9th house, so this may be a really great time for you to maybe read something like The Science Pertaining to Breathing, Science of Breath by Yogi Ramacharaka, possibly, or maybe listen to the autobiography of a yogi audiobook, or read the book if you would like. Celestine Prophecy, right? With Uranus in the 9th house, Uranus is very innovative. Uranus is the one who pours out the knowledge, contemporarily ruling over astrology. However, Saturn is who Uranus is co-ruling with. So Saturn is assisting. Uranus is assisting Saturn. So with that being looked at that way, we could also, though, look at it like, okay, there's a higher communication and thinking that's happening there. All righty. There's a super thinking, so to speak, that is occurring. So what we're allowing ourselves to do on this day is to really be innovative in foreign affairs, allowing ourselves to really bring things that are in our hearts to the forefront, really allowing ourselves to kind of take a world travel locally, honestly. There are people within your immediate neighborhood that you can learn so much about, right? So maybe you can change your neighborhood by maybe allowing yourself to discipline your subconscious mind by exploring the world through your own neighborhood. I yield the floor. My next aspect is I have a solar lunar quartile. Will be the first quarter moon on the fiscal Mother's Day. For me, Mother's Day is every day. So that's why I keep specifying fiscal. Even though some people get upset when you don't put emphasis on this one particular fiscal day. However, we comprehend social engineering and animal husbandry training, right? Even some astrologers, that's why I said people can't be astrologers if you're still talking like chattel property. I just don't think that's fitting. You can't say I'm an astrologer and I'm this kind of color person. Like, it's like, how are you in full life? Because if you're an astrologer, you're in full life. So if I ask you a question and I know you're not in full life, then I know you're a fraud. I think you got like organizations of frauds out here. We won't go there, right? Anyhow, people do not. Woo. You guys better really learn real law and history and stop trying to brush it off as what Albion's son say in his little video, like he's about to lose his mind. I'm trying to think of some of the words he said, man. But you know me, I do my best not to give them any kind of play until they make sure they can get what we think. But okay, moving right along. Solar lunar quartile, 6 and 9, right? 6 and 9. 9 is 6. 9 is 4th from the 6th, right? So the 9th house could be the home to service. So erudition is home to service, right? Home to your everyday, working. So your everyday hustle. Where does your everyday hustle find its home? It finds its home in world affairs and learning things and, and getting higher learning, right? So now the ego, the ego and personality, the sun, right, is, maybe finding some ways to, innovatively move forward in the soul's destiny. And not make so much of an enemy of the self or allow anyone outside of themselves to, assert themselves as some form of, open competition or enemy or things of that nature, because that will only be just a means to either, get off your focus or utilize that being as a means to keep your focus, because you can see that they're not the example you need to be. So every act that they do that's out of harmony with your goal is actually a joy for you, because you recognize how insignificant that being is, even though they're trying to make themselves relevant. So there's an energy that's out there like that. You can really find yourself being very fortunate in just kind of creatively communicating some nurturing things that are very wise and erudite to say, so that, the inner child of one who may be a little antagonistic will be able to kind of, almost sporadically or suddenly change the way they are having their outlook, and may even change the destination and how they are actually interacting with you. I yield the floor, and we will be yielding the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I will please, Brother Terrell Tamari Day, Islam.
Alrighty. Okay. The 9th of May. Yes. 2022, 1442. We ought to observe the sunrise. It'll be 19 degrees, something like that.
Oh, you didn't do the sunrise yet? I thought you already went. Pardon me.
No, you're good.
My apologies. Thank you for your patience, brother. And there's the ascendant, and there's a 0. And
yeah, but that this moon day, just do your best to control your anger. there's a lot of conflict or problems that'll be generating or be looking to generate. So just neutralize them with, being sincere and honest, so to speak, like literally. I really just focus on, controlling your breathing exercises like Brother Hassan told you about. Definitely consider the science of breath, Celestine prophecy, and the autobiography of a yogi. Definitely check all of those out, seriously. I only think I got one aspect for this day. Moon opposing Saturn, yeah, and then I have an ingress. Yeah, so Moon's in Leo still. I'm just gonna oppose Saturn. So yeah, like bro was really telling you, just really be looking to rearrange and formulate what needs to be rearranged and formulated for a more practical endeavor. Just really expanding one's knowledge and one's inner self and one's higher self, really. Eradicating and removing the lower self and the things that's really not beneficial. So it's pretty much, like I said, formulating the whole routine and putting it on paper. You know what I mean? Maybe writing out, business plans, workout plans, meal plans, how 2 hours or 1 hour is dedicated to one thing, 30 minutes is dedicated to one thing, and that next hour is dedicated to another thing. That plan or that structure could be, beneficial for, certain beings. That could be something that's being formulated. So whatever you're building, just take your time with it. Don't move too fast, and be open to, some constructive criticism that may help you build that structure more productively, so to speak. Yeah, really just go back to the things that you already know. Just start, don't really look to start anew. Watch your seeds that you've already planted, watch them grow, like literally. And then the moon goes void here for 10 hours and 15 minutes, 16 minutes. So you definitely don't want to spend your finances here. Spend your finances on that Sunday or that Saturday. Because that 10 hours, I think that'll be 6:43. No, 6:50.
It is 10:15. That's amazing.
6:53, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big gap. So just be mindful on spending your resources.
Yeah, people should get their rub the day before. But look, bro, you mentioned Paramahansa Yogananda, right?
Mm-hmm.
His natal time is, I think, 8:38 p.m.
Really?
Right? So anytime I see like 8:38 on the clock, I always think Paramahansa Yogananda.
It's
So I'd be like, wow, like there it is.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, right.
Because that's interesting. Islam.
Right.
But yeah, Moon's gonna ingress into Virgo. So just like I said, really just take care of yourself. Be open to being taken care of, possibly. This could be spy day, maybe. But it's happening in the 10th house at this moment. So, formulating or reformulating the status or the plan. This is like proofread moment. Maybe you may have some book that you may be thinking about publishing. However, there's some rearranging that needs to definitely happen within that book before you publish it. Especially if you're listening, like if you're like not into etymology, and then you hear us talk about or mention etymology, it's like you may want to go back and consider what you were thinking about communicating and how you're communicating. But yeah, really just going through a whole revamp. definitely, bro was talking about renovating the home, so that's definitely happening. People may be getting rid of their pets as well, because they may be a burden. It's a possibility. There's something that's a burden that needs to be let go of. There's varieties of situations, so you may know what that is when you hear the word burden. You tell me what that is. But yeah, with that, I'll be short and sweet. Islam, it's on to you, brother Benjamin. Yes, Islam. I will give you the Sun conjunct ascendant if you are there and prepared.
Yeah.
Islam. Let's do it.
You got it right, brother Terrell.
Islam, do you think? Go ahead, bro.
Yo. 19 degrees Taurus, 45 minutes. That's on the horizon there as far as.
Uh-oh. There you go, bro.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, May 10th. Yeah, and we'll speak about May 10th of Tuesday, 2022. You got 600 hours, 2 minutes, 27 seconds there. Day of Mars, and that's an hour of Mars. And we'll just jump back to that sun on the horizon there.
Uh-oh. I just messed up. I'm breaking stuff.
You don't know.
So I'm breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I just broke a little something. Well, we got Moon square Mercury. That's your aspect. Right?
Yep. 400 hours and 9 minutes. And the moon is in Virgo. So that means being ruled by Mercury. So that's still the 5th though, bro. But I do the 10th. Unless the computer lags.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, I'm going through my my technical difficulties right now. I got it.
Yes,
I got it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, beautiful people, for your patience. Yes.
Yes.
From such far away, he says yes.
It's all good, man. I'm taking a real chill today. Like I said, man, I was up working all night. Didn't get any sleep, so. But that's
so hungry.
It is what it is. I enjoyed myself. So after this weather report, I'm gonna take the real chill, laid back chill. It's been great, chill, man.
Yes.
Finish up this school, man, by October, and then we move forward with our endeavors of being the greatest astrological firm ever.
Islam! All right, it's on you, sir.
All right, it's aspect time. All right, like you said before, my 2 aspects, and the moon is in Virgo, being ruled by Mercury, because Mercury rules over Virgo. Moon is in the 6th house of service. Wow, Virgo house. This is the brother Jag house, as my brother Sean would say. So the moon is at 4 degrees, Virgo 51 minutes. So we're looking for some service here. It looks like mother or somebody or the public is like, hey, I need help. And the 12th house is quote unquote, not to be all, vernacular. Let's say it's cracking or astrology cracking, because you got Mars there. You got what's that? Uranus or Neptune? That's Neptune and
Mars, Neptune, Saturn.
Where you go?
Where'd you go, bro? Bro was going in on
right.
He was going in on Moon and Mercury, right?
It's
So you just were talking about the reflectiveness of the 12th house there to the 6th.
Yeah, my bad. I thought somebody needed some help, so I just stopped.
Oh yeah, you went out. You went out for a minute.
No, you went out, bro. Like you froze.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. But I forgot. I see Saturn there on the edge. But basically, people are trying to get some type of like healing or help. They're desiring that from some type of institution. They're trying to figure that out. They're trying to critically do it and communicate it. They're like, hey, I need some help. I need some service. And that's for the body because the moon assists the mother in creating the flesh. And that's like my brother was saying. Single day will be Mother's Day, not to hate on, the things that have been set up for people to celebrate, these down, but, those know that nature brings life to Earth every day. But, moving forward to my two delineations, which is the moon square Mercury. All right, so the moon sixth house and Mercury is in the, let's find Mercury. Second house.
In the second.
All right. Cool. So we got some service and we got values or financial. So you may be trying to look at your financials to see what type of service you get. And that's kind of BS for sure. But in the place we live in, you have to unfortunately do that. Or if you're like holistically healing, so that those finances could be vegetables.
Brother Benjamin, pause again.
Financial, so you can go seek the service you desire in the 12th house. So like in the 6th house, like, going down there, and then the 12th house is the actual institution. You know what I mean? So the 6th house could possibly be like, I don't know, like a help or something like a CVS type of joint, pharmacy type deal. You can get like maybe like a quote unquote ad deal or like a corner store, little things like that until you actually need higher, help to iron out your square between, your finances and your throat. That would be the second house, if I'm correct. As far as like head, throat, neck, 1, 2, 3, you.
Sun conjunct Uranus.
Huh?
No, yeah, froze again. I don't know. Was he freezing to you, Brother Jag?
I didn't hear him.
All right.
All right, bro.
You did Jupiter in Aries?
Yeah, I'll do Jupiter in Aries. Waiting for it to come back, but it's like black on my screen.
What did you say?
Thank you for your patience. You can always get a day or so, a day out of, I guess, a cycle is just a bunch of electronic stuff going on. Interesting. Sending conjunct may deal with so-called opposite signs. All right. Well, I guess I'll continue for Brother Benjamin then. So that confirms not cutting. Oh, okay. Nada problemas. I like this kind of happen because it gives us something to look like. What I said before, this lets us go into the charts later and just look. You know what I mean? This is all happening. I wouldn't be surprised if the sun's in the 8th house right now. If I was to go look, if I check Celeste real quick. Let's see. Am I right or am I right? I am correct. The sun is so in the 8th house with Uranus right now. I knew it. Well, at least that's from here near the Baltimore Corporation. From this part of the North Gate. So with Jupiter ingressing Aries here, right? Well, let's see what we're looking at. It's back to the 5th May. And what he had there on the 11th was, okay, so you're looking for the Jupiter Aries. You want me to take the control, bro?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Boom, boom, shakalakis. All right, here we go. Grabbing the Jupiter and the Aries, right? Grabbing the Jupiter and the Aries and putting the Zero right there. And we're going to hit next here. And as we, oh, Brother Benjamin's back. I just don't hear Brother Benjamin. Now we hear you. Okay, go ahead, bro. We yield to you.
Right. Jupiter ingressing into Aries, so in the 5th house. So we have higher learning, 0 degrees, Aries, 0 minutes in the house of creativity, a house ruled by the sun. There's Neptune, 24 degrees in Pisces, 15 minutes. And you have Venus, 9 degrees at Aries, 30 minutes. So we have I will say dreams though, expanded value that are inspired by the things you value or the beauty right here. So you basically, I'm not going to try to be harnessing what my bros did, but they were like creative. You're just like, man, I got all these ideas to create. I'm bringing them from this realm of thinking, the Coco music is spiritual because you have to go to a place of intangible to bring back the physical, although you're looking at physical things. Because Venus is the mirror or the woman or you or your face or your head. So you could be looking at yourself, those ideas in the mind. But it's Jupiter and it's Aries. So that, or I'll just not be cheesy, but keep it as far as Jupiterian. You could be funneling philosophy within your creativity, or new ideas, how to creatively expand your creativity, but make it meaningful. Because Jupiter's there. Jupiter's not going to do anything that's not going to, teach, because that's the nature of it. So it's going to take something that's abstract, Neptune, or institution or thinking, Pisces, very watery, dreamy things that hold value in feelings, and sometimes that can be, speech, because music and things like that, or art can bring you, things of that nature. That can be healing, and that's still Aries. It's your eyes. Not saying bringing on those things of that nature, but Jupiter ingressing into Aries, into the 5th house, is basically expanding your creativity, and it's from the heart as well, because it's the 5th house. So it's the heart house, or hey, you want to, make children, or idea of expanding the household as well with your loved one, because Jupiter, we can be like the man, and then Venus could be, the woman as far as relationship astrology, because Jupiter would be the guy, and a man's chart, that would be Venus. So communication, hey, or you guys be out at a basketball game. So I wouldn't say basketball game, but a date, create a date, be like, hey, you think, I know it's pretty wild. I guess some, talk about, something can make you think about children. You can see someone on a date and they can have their children, be like, hey, we can look good with a little one or something like that, but that seems like some crazy stuff with Neptune there. You're like, shorty, optimism of Jupiter, but just make sure your finances are are straight, and that's the second house. So when then that question, or that could be a horror question, you know, like, ah, ha, 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 you know, what would be like if we had a job type stuff, you know, involved in energies and stuff, looking how your finances would be, and is he or she set up, and things of that nature, because making children is technically creativity, you know, and Aries is babies. You think about it when you first get here. As the first house itself, you're like, I just came out of that water, or this dry land, these lights, you know, things of that nature. But to wrap up, Jupiter and Aries basically give you
froze up again. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, those Piscean ideas, you know, they're expanded here in the fifth house in Aries, you know, and people see the beauty in that as well, because you know, in Aries. So it could be like punk rock. What's shorty that I don't know, man. Let's not do it. I don't Pink, you know, Venus in Aries. That type of energy, you know, that type of how she expresses herself. Very woman is the very like, hey, you know, tread lightly, you know. But Uranus, is that's just Uranus. That's Uranus. Oh, it must be. It's Moon trine Uranus for 200. Yes, right. Yeah, Moon trine Uranus. Because the moon is in the 8th house behind the scenes in Virgo, 15 degrees. It's sort of kind of conjunct the part of fortune there next to it. And the Uranus is there in the 4th house. So or you could be doing the paperwork. You know, you could be critically communicating and going over the paperwork, and it's very fortunate for you, because it could be the ending of tying up moving right now, because you have Uranus and Taurus in the home, you know, and that could be some type of like hurt healing. Not saying you have to remove because of hurt, but the hurt of like leaving that life behind, quote unquote, you know. It's so that type of like, oh man, I gotta like start a new route, you know, I meet new people, I'll go into new places of business, quote unquote, like that type of lifestyle, which is not like a really hurt or healing type deal, but it's really like a boohoo of like learning a new routine. And we're all human at the end of the day, so getting in the rut of like, okay, cool, I gotta do this and that. And that's you know, that's Uranian light, you know, that's the sudden awakening. And that's the pioneer as well. You know, you want to see the both sides of that. You don't want to just see like, cool, I'm transforming to another domicile, but for a reason. So that's a transformation and rebirth in the 8th house. You know, you killing one domicile and, you know, going to another. So basically here, there's a harmony in changing, you know, domiciles. And that could be in the mind as well. You could be changing mental turf, you know, and that could be harmonious as well. You could be communicating with a Virgo, you know, like, hey, I have these ideas. Could you possibly put these together for me, quote unquote? Whether that be the taxes part, you know, that way, you know, trying to see if you trying to make sure that everything you need to have, you can secure your value, because the moon is reflecting the 7th house, and that is your value. Cool, I have my values and I have my other person's values, joint values, right there in the 8th house. How are we going to secure them? You know, when I want to go out and spend a little change in the 2nd house, but I don't want to make sure that hurts the pockets of the family, quote unquote.
Oh, you pause again.
Around the triangle.
Okay,
you can do anything else. You can see it. You're like, okay, cool. This angle. And, you know, with that Virgo energy right there, which is turf again, which is Earth. So you have Taurus, Earth, Virgo, Earth as well. You know, so you know, there's stability in turf, physically and mentally. And I yield. I don't want to be loud or wrong though. Yeah. Moon trine Uranus. 8th house, 4th house. Joint finances in the hole. Make sure you buckle down that truck when you move.
Indeed, gratitude indeed, my beloved brother, and whom I'm well pleased. The 11th May, 2022, that is Odin's Day, Woden's Day, and we have the solar ascendant conjunction here, 20 degrees, Taurus 43 minutes, this sunrise, that is at 0600 1 0600 hours, 1 minute and 26 seconds. Now for the last 4 testimonies for this actual cycle that we have, the first that I have is a Lunar Martian. Oh, my bro got it. You got it, bro? Bro got it. Did he just click that or no? Yes, he is. Alrighty, that's bro. Alrighty. It is a lunar Martian reflection. All right, and it's happening at 0800, 17 minutes, so just a couple hours after the sunrise. Zero 0800, 17 minutes and 10 seconds thereafter. It is a lunar Martian reflection. 19 degrees Pisces, 55 minutes. 19 degrees Virgo, 55 minutes. It's happening in the 4th and 10th house. Luna had a transit where Luna had a 4th and 10 reflection with Pluto. Now it's a 4th and 10 reflection with Mars. All righty. Pluto's lower octave. All right. So here, however, Mars is in mutual reception with Jupiter. Right? I mean, we've been seeing it since Jupiter ingressed, Aries. However, so Jupiter is actually ruling over this mutually received Mars, which kind of gives Mars a little bit of height in its accidental dignity in the 10th, thus actually instituting an expansion that, may be a bit formidable for what serves the moon in the 4th, even though she has accidental there. 4th, Mars has accidental dignity as far as quote unquote accidental exaltation dignity in the 10th, right? Even though the 10th sign is what is exalted in. However, Luna in Virgo has this is someone who really just probably wants to not even really deal with what's going on outside and just be home with their pets or pet. They would much rather probably be cleaning up their home than to be outside. It's like if, they see a commotion outside or their neighbor is not getting along, then that moon's going to probably ignore it because it just seems like there's just a lot of activity going on in that 10th house fashion and the standing of some type of active institution expansion. There's some emergency vehicles or federal agencies that are called, just outside the home, so to speak. The moon is going to probably do its best to, even though it saw how it built there, it's going to mind its business. So, it's very easy to see though. However, when you look at Mercury, who's actually ruling over the moon, Mercury's in the 12th. All right. The moon is actually culminating trine to the sun at this moment, though. Right? So Mercury, even though Mercury is clearly in retrograde and under beams pertaining to the sun, it would actually be necessary for one to really allow themselves to peel back the layers in their own thinking. Really see, are these thoughts actually something that you actually think and like, or have these been socially engineered qualities? Maybe it was from the immediate home, maybe it was from your peers, your peer group, your neighborhood, so to speak, what they call a neighborhood. A lot of things are called for, quasi-national reasons or quasi-national terms. However, respectfully just saying that Mercury retrograde really just brings the communication intensified. Reason people really just think, oh, it's so bad, Mercury retrograde. No, it's just, some people have studied and I've read Mercury retrograde is just closest to the Earth, so the energies are a lot stronger to the point where it feels like it could be a numbness or desensitization to Mercury's qualities. So therefore, even in the 12th, when it comes to, bedroom pleasures or the health pertaining to relationships and how you relate to others, a lot of inward communication to see what's going to really serve you in the future or in times to come is really going to be paramount in how you really, I guess, get along with people in the public. However, that energy, and considering even with that retrograde, that means it's applying sextile to Jupiter. So it's actually reaching back to quite a fortunate energy, so to speak. But again, no such thing as malefics and malefics. Being able to really expound upon and have an opportunity to really grow from an inner discipline thinking that, is not rigorous on the outside. You're just happy that you could have it unveiled to you within. As if your memory has been reactivated. I yield the floor on that transit. I have a solar lunar trine at 10:02 minutes after that. Solar lunar trine. Creativity in the home, having harmony. Family game night is usually kind of like my thing with the, sun and moon trine. Even though we don't see a fifth house there, the sun's in the 11th. So, it's interesting how I said something about family game night, because this might be, where, hey guys, remember we used to do this a long time? And so it's going to be one of those reminder type family game things and things of that nature. But just to kind of just keep it brief. Mercury's dominance hugging the 12th house cusp there. Really about 13 degrees away from the 12th house cusp. What it does for the moon, it just really allows the moon to, it assists the moon on its subconscious travel. Mercury retrograde is taking it inward, and the moon already deals with the subconscious mind. However, the moon already, moves faster than Mercury. So what assistance in movement of things could Mercury give to such a fast moving emotion or subconscious mind, other than some inner reflection to maybe go on, like, hey, we might have missed some opportunities and some things that we could have thought about. So, hey, let's go back, go over this, and let's see how we can interact with Jupiter while it's in mutual reception with Mars, and maybe we can actively bring about some spiritual discipline. Maybe we can allow ourselves to isolate ourselves, and then we see that isolation is going to let us be able to grow further. So maybe less is more. Make sure you communicate what you feel, though, instead of outbursting. I yield the floor on that one. Lunar reflected Neptune. Interestingly, Neptune is the esoteric ruler for the sign that Luna rules, which is Pisces. The 12th house, 6th house energy. Interestingly, the 6th house is on the 12th sign, and the 12th house is on the 6th sign. It almost makes me think that everybody in the hospital that works in the hospital, I'm looking at Chiron, Venus, Jupiter. Everybody there is working in the hospital, right? Mars, everybody there is working in the hospital. The surgeons, right? The surgeon would be Mars. It's like Venus and Chiron, just like the surgeon's assistant. And Jupiter and Neptune are like the doctor in the hospital itself. However, that whole squad there in the 6th house may be falling on top of each other because of that one mother who really looked into the details of things and allowed herself to be disciplined well enough to institute a great change and or lesson where it's almost like where someone thought they were going to get away with some untoward practice or unconscionable contracting. And simple questions have pegged them into, you know, them not being able to get away from whatever damages they caused, so to speak. And I'm talking about, you know, people out there taking women's children and stuff, like that type of energy. I yield the floor on that. And lastly, I have a lunar Plutonian trine happening here, where the moon will be void of course at 2359 minutes thereafter. And the moon will be void of course for 2 hours and 35 minutes, actually. Because it'll ingress on that Thursday on the 12th into Libra at 2:34, 200 hours and 34 minutes. However, my last testimony will only be ending at the void of course, Luna trine Pluto. So Luna was reflecting Pluto, then it reflected Mars. Now it's in a harmony with this transformation, and that's what I saw culminating and happening. And usually this happens all the time. Guys, these same transits, not the same exact way, but the moon moves fast. So the moon's going to make these, you know, conjunctions, semi-squares, squares, sextiles, reflections, which are termed oppositions, trines, right? Ninth harmonics. Some people like, oh, we don't deal with harmonics. Whatever. Right? Guys, really allow yourselves to really inherit that which was really meant to be, you know, that was really meant to be a nurturing factor for you. Like, there are things when people think of heritage, they really think of something physical, right? So Luna's here at 28 degrees Virgo, right? All right, so in the 8th house, right? Here, guys, this Luna in Virgo in the 8th house, yeah, that's the barber, that's the beautician, right? So I'm going to speak to the barbers and beauticians here. Why am I doing that? Because they do things where they cut the hair. I know the beauty, you know, place could be the 2nd house, the 6th house, the 8th house. I get it. They could. Yes, they could. They really could. And those are the houses that are, the non-aspecting houses. Oh, they don't aspect. And it's funny, though. If you really think about those so-called non-aspecting houses, those are the houses where people get themselves together. They get themselves together in the 2nd. They get, you know, it's like they find their values in the 2nd, get serviced in the 6th. You know, it just depends on which, you know, terminology you're using. Some astrologers out there like, oh, that's malarkey. It wasn't said like that when we were doing astrological communities. Right? It's okay. It's all right. We got you. We got you. We are going to go full circle. We're just keeping it brief today because of all the activities and work that was done earlier. So we're going to keep it brief for you guys today. There'll be elaborate reports, though, next cycle. At least on my end. I'll speak for myself. Because, you know, Freestyle Wednesday is a choice, right? Just like regular reports are also. So we really just check on Pluto here in the 1st house, right? There's that self, right? There's, you know, transformative self-power. However, look, who's ruling it from the astrological degrees, right? In the 2nd house. So you guys, I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to say. We look forward to you getting your mirror session with 7HealStar.com. Make sure you do schedule your mirror sessions with us. We are 5 astrologers. 3 are actively doing mirror sessions. However, all 5 are qualified. It just depends on who says yes to you. If an astrologer decides, nope, I'm not doing that, you guys can go X, Y, and Z to my bro or whatever, that's their decision, even though they are more than qualified. You see what I'm saying? Like, because that can happen, and it does. Sometimes, you know, Our bro don't, bro Benjamin's like, nope, I got this, but I don't know about the reading portion yet. Even though super sharp, super duper sharp, right? And Brother Sean really doesn't do the mirrors yet, but he does the reports. Excellent reports, but both are qualified to do the mirrors also. So I'm not having Logaria here because I would like to get some rest from pulling an all-nighter on work. Don't want to be up for 48 hours. I'm going to yield the floor, but while I'm going to yield the floor, I'm going to say this, though, finishing off with that Luna trine Pluto, guys. Really allow yourselves to really go within yourselves, right? And when you're talking about a trine energy, it's just kind of like effortless, harmonious. So if you see that, don't be lazy about the means that you can be able to allow this personal power to come forward through, if you're speaking to a barber or a beautician, or there's I'll unmute this one for now. Inherit some beauty, guys. Way to go, iPad. Way to go. In inheriting some beauty, guys. That beauty that you are looking to inherit is really dealing with your own personal power. The studying the self thing will really come about even further as you're going to do the outward cosmetic thing. I really see these transformative things happening in these cosmetic arenas. Right? Any questions, comments, and suggestions from my beloved brothers in whom I am well pleased? All right, well, once upon twice, there's nothing for my bros to repeat to me. I'm going to yield the floor to my beloved brother. I'm going to actually stop the screen share here, and I'm going to yield the floor. I'm going to get something to eat, and I'm going to get the rest that I did not get last night. Even though I'm really glad that I was able to still give testimony, because I already know kind of how my mind goes. I'm actually, when I'm in like a state like this, in a catatonic state, the psychic energy really are turned up. Really are turned up, but it's more turned up when I'm like more like this.
Yeah, that was dumb loud, my bad.
So I'm really like laid back. That's kind of how I feel it is. Other than that, though, guys, we're gonna yield you on out. I thank you all. I enjoyed every technical difficulty that occurred today because it gives me something to study. I don't know about you guys. Me, I enjoy astrology to this point because I will probably call, like, once I get my rest and I'm like, yo, you want to check the chart for when you went live around that time, if my bros haven't already done it. You know what I mean? So I'm too cool to be embarrassed. That's basically what I'm saying, because we're astrologers. We don't really get into judgment that much. When you're really into astrology, you kind of like, hey, let's check the chart, see what happens. Why did this happen? Like, I don't know what it is. So, to my beloved brothers, and my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased, I am going to say namaste to my beloved brothers in whom I am well pleased. Islam, 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 and I will do the editing after I take some rest.
Man, bro, just rest, man.
Indeed. Islam, beloved brothers, namaste. Peace and love.
Islam.
To yourselves, and
do your donation.
Donate.
Islam, beloved brothers, peace and love.
Dude.